على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم قل يا أهل الكتاب لا تغلوا في دينكم غير الحق ولا تتبعوا أهواء قوم قد ضلوا من قبل وأضلوا كثيرا وضلوا عن سواء السبيل لعن الذين كفروا من بني إسرائيل على لسان داود وعيسى بن مريم ذلك بما عصوا وكانوا يعتدون كانوا لا يتناهون عن منكر فعلوه لبئس ما كانوا يفعلون ترى كثيرا منهم يتولون الذين كفروا لبئس ما قدمت لهم أنفسهم أن سخط الله عليهم وفي العذاب هم خالدون صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين قل يا أهل الكتاب لا تغلوا في دينكم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is commanding the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam to say to the people of the book, the Nasara and the Yahud, لا تغلوا, do not do ghulu fi dinikum, in your deen. So what is ghulu? Ghulu is basically crossing the boundary. Ghulu is going in the direction of too much or in the direction of too less. That is ghulu. That is the definition of ghulu. So do not do ghulu in your deen. So among the people of the book, there was Yahud and there was Nasara. And they were stark opposite in what they did. Yahud, they, as had been said in the beginning of this discussion, that they killed a lot of Anbiya. And they said that a lot of Anbiya, called a lot of Anbiya liars. So they disrespected the Prophets. The Nasara in the other direction, they went in the direction of too much, where they elevated the status of their Nabi, Sayyidina Isa Nabiyina alayhi salatu wasalam, to the level of God, na'uzubillah. So they respected him so much. Similarly, there was a faction of Yahud, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned about them that قَالَتِ الْيَهُودُ عُزَيْرٌ ibn Allah. They made Sayyidina Uzair ala Nabiyina alayhi salatu wasalam a son of Allah, na'uzubillah. So these people, they did ghulu. And this is a warning and a teaching for us that we cannot do ghulu in deen as well. What is ghulu in our deen? That it could be in aqaid and it could be in a'mal. In a'mal, ghulu would be we start to do things in deen that are not taught by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that are not learned from the way of the Sahaba, and that are not approved by the Sharia. Or we don't go in the way of tafreed or doing too less, that we stop doing what we are required to do. So that is a feature of Yahud and Nasara. And Islam is within boundaries. Islam is the name of upholding and establishing the boundaries set forth by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Similarly, to go in the way of ifrat would be that you start giving, na'uzubillah, a status of, you start worshipping the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, for example. You start doing sajda to him or his grave. Or anybody that you respect, your religious guide, you na'uzubillah start worshipping them, or doing shirk with them, or ascribing them as partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not in the way of expressly saying it, but considering them to have certain powers that na'uzubillah are only by special for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or considering the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to have certain knowledge that is only special to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or to consider your peer or your sheikh or your murshid to have those kind of powers. So Islam is the median way. There is a lot of respect. There is no guidance without respecting the people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are very clear about it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the system that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the book, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the people who would exemplify and tell us about the book. The prime example of which would be the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And in every time there will be people whose life will be and their teachings will be opening up the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to us. But we cannot respect them or increase them in status so much that we na'uzubillah equate them with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is, both of these directions are wrong. So tell the people of the book that do not do ghulu. Now there is another thing that Hazrat ulama have pointed, لا تغلو في دينكم غير الحق. غير الحق would be that do not do it. So ghulu by definition is where it is not needed. doing exaggeration or doing too less, it is always غير الحق. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has specifically pointed out, some ulama are of the opinion that this is to separate out research and depth of knowledge in deen. So Hazrat ulama, Hazrat muftiyan, Hazrat fuqaha, Hazrat muhaddiseen, they go into certain depths to find out the mas'ala, to find out what is the real intention and the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That does not qualify as ghulu, and that is not ghulu غير الحق. ولا تتبعوا أهواء قوم قد ضلوا من قبل وأضلوا كثيرا وضلوا عن سواء السبيل. So do not follow these people of this time, the people of the book of this time, at the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and any other time. Do not be excessive in your religion unjustly, and do not follow the desires of a people who have already gone astray, misled many, and lost the right path. So this is about their predecessors, that they lost the right path. What is the right path? Sawa is sabil, that is that median way, that is Islam. And they, in their teachings, when their Nabi was there and his teachings were to be followed, even then they went in the direction of exaggeration, the excessive way. So do not follow in their footsteps, you will also end up like them. لُعِنَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِن بَنِي, this is how they ended up. لُعِنَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِن بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ عَلَى لِسَانِ دَاوُودَ وَعِيسَى بْنِ مَرْيَمَ. In their time, Sayyidina Dawood alayhi salam, he cursed them, these people who were going the way of excess, and they became, na'uzubillah, they were changed into pigs, swines. وَعِيسَى بْنِ مَرْيَمَ, Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, he cursed these people and they were turned into monkeys. ذَلِكَ بِمَا عَصَوْا وَكَانُوا, if I remember correct, ذَلِكَ بِمَا عَصَوْا وَكَانُوا يَعْتَدُونَ. And some ulama have written that this is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has only mentioned these two Anbiya, but even Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam had also cursed them, and their curse was perfected and made everlasting in the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So 4 Anbiya, there's records in history that 4 Anbiya, it began with Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, it completed with Sayyidina the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that their curse has been made permanent upon them because of they are choosing to go the wrong way. It was not, Hazrat Mufassirin written in the previous ayah, قَوْمٍ قَدْ ضَلُّوا مِنْ قَبْلُ وَضَلُّوا كَثِيرًا. It was not that the right path was not made clear to them. It was because they chose out of their desire to go the wrong way. And they also not only did that themselves, but they misled a lot of others. So that's why la'nat or curse was made permanent upon them. ذَلِكَ بِمَا عَصَوْا وَكَانُوا يَعْتَدُونَ. This is because they disobeyed and used to cross the limits. كَانُوا لَا يَتَنَاهَوْنَ عَن مُنْكَرٍ فَعَلُوهُ لَبِئْسَ مَا كَانُوا يَفْعَلُونَ. They did not forbid each other from any evil they committed. So this is another really bad thing that was among them, that if somebody was doing something wrong, the other person would not hold them back. They would let them do what they are doing, in many cases encourage them. لَبِئْسَ مَا كَانُوا يَفْعَلُونَ. Evil is indeed what they committed. تَرَى كَثِيرًا مِّنْهُمْ يَتَوَلَّوْنَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. Another reason why this happened to them is that you would see them, تَرَى كَثِيرًا مِّنْهُمْ يَتَوَلَّوْنَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا, that they will make friends with the people of kufr. So this is for Muslims as well, that most of the time the reason is that we have some sort of impression, we are impressionable, or we have some sort of relationship going on, not necessarily a direct relationship of friendship or close friendship, but some sort of being impressed with the kuffar, which takes us na'uzu billah away from our deen. So this was the problem with these people as well. تَرَى كَثِيرًا مِّنْهُمْ يَتَوَلَّوْنَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. They would run, you would see that a lot of them would establish close friendships with the people of kufr. لَبِئْسَ مَا قَدَّمَتْ لَهُمْ أَنفُسُهُمْ أَنْ سَخِطَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ وَفِي الْعَذَابِ هُمْ خَالِدُونَ. Indeed, evil is لَبِئْسَ مَا قَدَّمَتْ لَهُمْ أَنفُسُهُمْ, what they have sent forth for themselves. It is evil is what they have sent forth for themselves, for themselves. And سَخِطَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ, Allah is angry with them. وَفِي الْعَذَابِ هُمْ خَالِدُونَ, and they will be remaining in adab khalidun, forever and ever. وَلَوْ كَانُوا يُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ. But again Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that if there is always a chance for them as long as they are living. وَلَوْ كَانُوا يُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَالنَّبِيِّ وَمَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْهِ. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has clarified that the 3 ways, the 3 conditions that have to be there to go away from or come out of the people whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is angry with is يُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَالنَّبِيِّ وَمَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْهِ. Believe in Allah, believe in the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and believe in what has been given to you, the book. مَتَّخَذُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءَ وَلَكِنَّ كَثِيرًا مِّنْهُمْ فَاسِقُونَ. If they were among the believers, if they had believed on these things, then they would not have made friends with the kafir people. وَلَكِنَّ كَثِيرًا مِّنْهُمْ فَاسِقُونَ. But the thing is that a lot of them, many of them are sinners. So they will keep on doing this. This ayah is also a consolation to the Prophet ﷺ that this will happen. And this happened that the Yahud and Nasara of that time had close ties with the mushrikeen of Makkah. So they had close ties among each other, and they were against the Prophet ﷺ. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected the Prophet ﷺ and the efforts of the Prophet ﷺ. And the Prophet ﷺ was given consolation through these ayat that he needs not worry about them. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. رب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الراحمين. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. اللهم اجعلنا من أهل القرآن الذي أهلك وخاصتك. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من زوال نعمتك وتحول عافيتك ومن فجاءة نقمتك ومن جميع سخطك. اللهم إنا نسألك من فجاءة الخير ونعوذ بك من فجاءة الشر. اللهم إنا نسألك فرجا قريبا وصبرا جميلا ورزقا واسعا والعافية من كل بلاء. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.